Hi, welcome to the Leaderonomics Show. Today we have with us R. Gopalakrishnan. Gopal spent 31 years in India's multinational Hindustan Lever and is currently the director at Tata Sons. Great to have you on the show, Gopal.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. With your years of experience as a leader, in Hindustan Lever and of course now in Tata, how would you define a good leader?
I suppose a leader is a guy who can make people want to follow him.
Mm-hmm.
There is no leader without followers.
All right.
And there are no followers without a leader.
So how does one become such a leader that people get attracted and follow this person?
I think people follow you when you touch their hearts. People listen to you when you touch their minds.
Yeah.
So you have to touch people's minds and hearts.
That's interesting. We talk about touching people's minds and hearts. What do you actually mean by that? How do we actually touch somebody's heart and mind through our leadership?
Human beings communicate verbally, and the development of the intellect is considered very important in all forms of education, which all of us go through. And indeed, what distinguishes a human being from animals is the mind. We give a superior status to the mind than to the heart. But what also distinguishes a human being is the heart. The fact that there are emotions and feelings. I don't know if animals have feelings, but they don't seem to express them in the way human beings do. And therefore, a complete human being can be touched only when you touch the mind and the heart. And leaders who speak to the mind are many, but leaders who can touch your heart are fewer.
Oh, that's a very interesting concept, and you wrote a book entitled "When the Penny Drops: Learning What Is Not Taught." And in that book, you actually expounded on. You talk about the three worlds: the inner world, the world of relationships, and the world of getting things done. Tell us a bit about these three worlds that you describe in your book.
We all live it. We all live our lives in a particular way, but we don't get a chance to reflect on where our minds and our hearts are at a point of time. Thank God, otherwise you won't be able to move. You'd just be thinking about your mind and your heart. So in my world, I have got my own ambitions, I have my dreams, I have my hang-ups, I have my concerns and anxieties.
That's right.
And those are mine. They never get expressed. Other people may notice it, but they are mine. They stay with me. If I have a phobia, that's in my world. The second is the world of relationships. No human being is an island. So everybody has to relate with other people. Even if you're not a friendly person, you have to talk to somebody. You have to get your food from somebody.
Right. So there's a constant connection
There's a
that we have.
constant connection. Yeah. You're like a 24/7 internet BlackBerry. You're on all the time.
It's a good way to put it.
Some people get more messages, some people get less messages. And the third is the world of getting things done. All of us, there are 7 billion people on this planet. Everybody has to get something done to be economically useful. I'm leaving out a few unfortunate people. Even if you're a sweeper in a hotel, you have to get something done. You have to go to the stores and collect your broom, you have to go to somewhere and collect your cleaning material. So everybody has to get things done. And those who don't get anything done don't survive.
Yeah.
So all the 7 billion people in the world, whether they are educated or uneducated, whether they are of this religion or that religion, whether they are this color or that color, are living in these three worlds. And each of these 7 billion people is setting a unique pathway. Like the fingerprint you have, like the iris of your eye, it's unique to you.
That's right.
And it is that determines your style of leadership. And that is the reference I have made in the book.
So what is it exactly that you think the characteristics of leader that they should have that would cause people to really admire and respect them even long after they are gone? What are the qualities?
I referred earlier to the fact that leaders speak to the hearts of people, and that's how they get followers. And you're able to speak to the heart of a person if you've got a high degree of self-awareness. It comes from within yourself. And many leaders, especially if they have been successful already in a company, in politics, in bureaucracy, they become self-obsessed. They think they are moving the world.
Yeah.
And when you get into that mode, you cease to be self-aware.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, every time I interact with somebody, I'm having an effect on that person.
Yeah.
And if I cannot get the signal back, then I'm not self-aware.
Yeah.
And therefore, I believe that leaders who get followers do so by talking to their hearts.
Yeah.
They're able to talk to their hearts when they become self-aware and
Yeah.
they become sensitive.
So how does a leader actually become self-aware?
I believe that leaders become, first of all, those who don't become self-aware soon reach a crash point and their leadership crashes. Either they are rejected or ejected or whatever. The key question is, how can you become self-aware without becoming a psychotic? You can't become a god-man or a psychotic. We are not talking of those people. That's a different category. You become self-aware through following what I call a route of contemplation and reflection. I've referred to this in my first book called The Case of the Bonsai Man, where I said that there are 4 stages in which our activities are carried out.
Right.
One is immersion. You're completely immersed in what you're doing. The second is action. That is, you do things if you're a TV commentator, you're an interviewer, you're a professor, you're doing things. The third is you have to sit back and contemplate.
Yeah.
And the fourth is you have to reflect. And if you follow this, immersion, operations, contemplation and reflection, then you become deeply self-aware of what effect you're having. And you automatically start to correct. For example, if I am an egoistic leader, if I am a sharp-tongued leader, and there are millions of them, including all of us. All of us are capable in one way or the other. You ask our wives, they'll tell you. That's the best test of whether you are self-aware. Your wife will tell you the truth. You sit back and reflect and contemplate, and then you get an aha feeling. Oh, I didn't want to be rude, but it turned out that he thought I was rude. So I must change the way I speak to him.
That's right.
And that is the essence of self-aware.
Leaders who are aspiring to be great leaders, and some of them are good, some of them think they are not too good. In your take, are leaders born or are they made?
No, they are made.
Made? You know, why do you say that?
I mean, we are all born the same. We are born, I'm a Hindu, so I believe in rebirth. So we are born with a certain bank balance. But the bank balance is not in millions or billions or trillions. A few good things and a few bad things. Most of the actions that we take during our life are accumulated in that bank balance, either a debit note or as a credit note. And I don't think you can see hundreds of leaders who were not at all promising when they were young. And you see hundreds of people who were very promising when they were young and who turned out to be not leaders. So it is what you do that makes a leader and not how you're born.
So it's not really the DNA, but it's how you develop and how you push yourself.
It has an influence, I'm not questioning that, but it is not the determining factor. For example, if I'm born very poor, without access to education, school, health, yes, it can be a severe disadvantage, but it doesn't determine. It's not the single biggest determining factor. It is the experiences of what you do that make a difference.
Great, excellent. Thank you, Gopal, for being on the show. It's a great privilege. We've been talking to R. Gopalakrishnan, Director of Tata Sons. Thank you for watching.